Hello everyone, it's Tracy from the Wildlife Garden. It's an awfully grey day today. It's drizzling at the moment. We have had heavy rain overnight, but it's just lighter rain now. We've still got the parasol up, so I think it's time that went away for winter. Although sometimes we can get warmth in October, so I have to have a think about whether we take it down or not. The cat enjoys it. Sits on the chair underneath it and shelters from the rain a little bit. Yeah, so not a very nice day, and I believe next week is going to be quite cool. There could be some northerly winds, I believe. So a real knock on the door from autumn next week, which is a shame because the butterflies in the shed are beginning to emerge and need releasing. So I've got to hope that we get some sunny patches in the day so I can release those into the garden. They'll be the final caterpillars of this year, I would imagine. So yeah, I need to get those out if I can as they emerge. I've just thought I'd share some of the bulbs I've been buying today. It's that time of year when you go out and buy your bulbs. I'm not sure how I feel about bulbs. I love bulbs in the garden and the flowers they produce, but planting them I find a bit of a bind. But I've brought some of the bulbs that I love, and they're great for insects, for pollinators, and the bulbs are small generally, so they shouldn't be too difficult to plant. Quite a quick hole in the garden with and drop the bulb in and they should be fine. So I brought 3 sets of bulbs. I was thinking of a pot first of all, putting these 3 in a pot because they're succession flowering dates. So the first one would be this fritillaria. Beautiful little plant. I've already got this in a pot by the shed, adored by the insects, the early pollinators. So yeah, a nice one to have. It looks pretty, and I say the bees dangling off the bottom of the little bell-shaped flower is lovely to see and much needed at the beginning of the year. These flower April, May. They're a very small bulb. I might be able to see there. I'm not sure if you can see. Yeah, small bulbs, so quick to plant, and they grow to about 20, I think it says 25 centimetres, yeah, 25 centimetres. So not too bad in a pot. So I have got them in a pot and they're successful. They don't need much support. I think they're quite, from what I remember, I haven't got any support on those. So nice. That would be followed by, if I did put them all in one pot, an allium called Rosum, very pretty sort of pale pink allium, but this one grows quite tall. This is 40 centimetres, so I'm wondering whether that would be successful in a pot. I think that would need staking. In a garden it would use the other plants to sort of support itself. Not sure how strong the stem would be on it. So that fritillaria would flower from April to May, and this would flower May to June. So succession again, which is really important in the garden, because once you've got your pollinators in, you don't want them having a food source, it disappearing, and then they disappear too. You want to keep your flowering going so that this, you know, as early as possible, starting from your snowdrops, your crocuses, all the way through to December if you can. It gets older obviously as the year goes on. Yeah, so nice little bulb, but I've got to be, oh, that might be the width. No, the height is, yeah, the height is 40 centimetres. The width, they grow in a clump eventually as they divide and produce new bulbs. It's about 10 centimetres, so a lovely little bulb. And then I have got these in pots, and these are tall. These are 70 centimetres, so I have got, but they do need support. These are the, I call them drumsticks. Yeah, they are called drumstick allium. Adored by the bees, absolutely adored by bees. So I've just got to make a decision. I brought some pots, some new pots, as to whether I put those 3 into a pot. I think it would be a lovely pot. But they also might be nice in the garden too, so I've got to just have a think about that. So all of them have got a logo on of a bee. This one's got a bee and a butterfly. So you know that they're good for pollinators. So yeah, worth getting. Now the other 2 bags of bulbs I've got are not for pollinators. These are for myself really. because they're very highly perfumed. I had a gift last year for Christmas. One of those pots where you've got bulbs in ready, and these came up in it, and the smell was heavenly. I know some people don't like the smell of narcissi, but I do. They're a bit like a lily. Some people don't like the smell of lily. Quite a powerful smell, but I thought it was lovely when the sun came out and they were by the back door. So this one's, it says sweet fragrance, and it's the Narcissi Thalia. Beautiful little daffodil. I'm trying to think of its height. It wasn't tall, if I remember. It grows up to 30 centimetres, so yeah, not too bad. And it's one of those that has is one stem with multi heads on. So really pretty to look at, and yeah, lovely just to lift you after the dull winters that we have here. So a nice bit of spark there. I think Diane from Down to Earth Gardener, you probably like those in your, if you haven't got them already, in your lovely white garden that you've developed there over the last year. So yeah, nice, a really lovely one to look at. I've also brought some seeds. Yeah, I got my seed box out recently to have a look, see if there's any seeds that need planting the end of this year rather than start of spring. And there was only one, and it's the Nigella. I have got Nigella in the garden. I know it will sell seed, but I will be doing some more. So you can sow these right up till October. So I'll be setting some of those in seed. They're coming up in places I don't even remember planting them, so they do sell seed well. And this is the one I brought. I'm not sure if anybody's ever grown Cerinthe. Beautiful sort of purple flower, deep purple flower. You need to do succession seeding with this, I think, because it says it can flower all the way up to October, from June to October, mid-June to October. So great for the tail end of the year, all of summer obviously, and just into early October. So I shall do succession seeding with this one, so I can get the flowers all the time. Absolutely adored by bees, I believe. I have seen videos with bees just all over this, so I thought I'd give it a try. The problem in my garden is lack of light. Although we're a south-facing garden, due to the number of trees in the garden, which are all facing, they block the sun from the south, so I do struggle a little bit. And of course the dryness that trees cause, when you've got a lot of trees, you do have very dry gardens once the summer sets in. So, but I'm going to give them a go. And again, I could probably put them in a pot. I'm not sure if it says suitable for pots, but yeah, I might try them in a pot and see if they go. If it's a big enough pot, they should be okay, and I can plant them near the house where they'll get more sun. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've also brought some plants that are outside at the moment. I brought a new blueberry. You're supposed to have 2 blueberries, I believe. From what I've read, you have 2 blueberries to offset, so cross-pollination and all of that, but I've only got one, and it's been pollinated. I've had 2 punnets of blueberries off the one I've got this year, so, but I'll have 2, so there might be different blueberries to taste. I've also brought 2, they were in the sale, 2 hardy geraniums. One's Roseanne. I've seen that one on the Wild Welsh Garden. Isabel, you grow that, and it seems to flower for a long time. So I've brought that one, and the other one that was reduced was called Mixed Pot of Wild Geranium. I think there's a picture of pink, white, blue on the label, so I think it's a potluck of what you get. But it's started flowering, and it is another blue one, but I don't mind that. All I'm concerned about is the pollinators getting food for as long as possible, and again, those seem to have flowered from what I can see, like a couple that I have got most of the summer and into early autumn. So once I get those all sorted, if the weather improves, this will help, this rain actually, it'll soften the soil up a bit, because my soil being so dry, it's very hard to dig. It's nigh on impossible to dig. Yeah, I'll get those in the ground and show you where I've planted them. I need to do some mulching, I think. Perhaps that will help. I've always avoided mulch, bark and that kind of thing to put on the soil. I've sort of no dig kind of person, but I believe with no dig you can put compost on. I just worry I'm affecting the biosystem that's developed in my garden over the years. Obviously I get a lot of leaf fall, so I do get a lot of natural mulch. But I'm thinking this year whether to buy some bark and put it in the parts that are the most dry, give it a good watering, and then hopefully that will rot down and put some goodness in and bring the moisture levels up. So watch this space. Yeah, so and there are plans for the middle border next year. I haven't touched that border now for about 5 years, and it's beginning to get tired, I think. The plants are sort of desperate for light there because there's lack of light with the fence and the trees, as I've said. It used to be a full sun border. So I'm thinking of thinning some of the plants out, moving some to the more sunny side of the border and finding some more shade tolerant plants towards the back of the border, so but that are bee friendly, so pollinator friendly I should say. So yeah, I've made a list. I've got a list quite long to start looking for shade loving plants, semi shade loving plants that will provide nectar. It's quite difficult to find them, you know, there aren't many that do that. That some will provide flowers, but they're not nectar lovers, loved by nectar lovers. So yeah, a lot to do in the garden before the end of the year. Not sure whether I'll start the border in spring. As I say, a lot of the frogs do overwinter in there because of the slug and worms go up, because that does hold a lot of water, that bed. It's never dry, that bed, really. So yeah, I think I'm rambling a bit too much now. So yeah, I'll show you my decisions on the bulbs and where I've planted my 2 geraniums, and give you a little update on some of the plants that I've put out once the weather improves. Hope everybody's well, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.